What's up, YouTube? It's Chris with Murphy Firearms Training. Someone asked me about how to set up a brand new Load-All 2. So you got a brand new Load-All 2 in the box, and you got to do a few things. Now, I've got a video already on how to swap to a different load, and that involves taking this plate here off, swapping your bushings out. It'll be part of this playlist. I strongly suggest you watch it if you're setting up a new Load-All 2. But let's talk about you get this thing out of the box, and you got this base, you got this wire handle here, and you're trying to set this thing up. So first things first, you got to find a place to screw this thing down. I screwed it to my loading bench, which is actually an old desk. And I screwed it down. It's 3 screws, boom, boom, boom. I don't remember if it came with screws or not, but I used some screws I've got there, the Torx style exterior deck screws. I use those to screw it to my bench. You want it somewhere where it's solid. You don't want it moving. You're going to be torquing down on this handle a lot. Now, real quick, there's a hole here in the front. We're going to get to that. That's part of our setup here. There's actually a primer still in there. I cleaned it out this morning, but there's a door here, a little aluminum plate that comes with this thing, and it slides right there. That's to clean out your primer catch. And so when you load, this thing will just fill up with old spent primers, and from time to time, you got to pull that door. Now, where I chose to mount this, the primers would actually fall into this drawer where I keep all my handgun dies. And so I didn't do this, but some folks will actually drill. You take this door off, and they'll drill out a big spot in their bench here. They'll drill this area here out so that the primers actually fall through to a catch, a bin, a bowl, something that you could mount underneath. I don't have that, so mine collect in here like Lee intended, and I have to clean those out. So that's the first thing. You're going to mount this to the bench. You're going to slide that door on, okay? Second thing second, you got your little fingers here. Okay, and I have a spare one I'll show you. So you got your little fingers here. This is called a wad finger. You can see that's for a 12 gauge. And that's going to screw to your center post. It's a Phillips head screw. There's only one hole in this entire post. It's smooth top to bottom. Okay, you're going to screw this wad finger into this post. It goes up against the post. You can see it's grooved, fit on the post. It's got 2 screw holes, okay, so pay attention. It does have 2 screw holes. There's 1 hole in the post. There's 2 in the wad finger, okay? The top hole puts it lower on the post. That top hole is for 2 3/4 inch ammunition, and the bottom hole moves it up 1/4 of an inch for 3 inch ammunition. So 2 3/4 and 3 inch. This is set up for 2 3/4. My screw would be in the top hole. Okay, now you'll know that's right because if you have an empty hull, so I have an empty hull laying here. So, ta-da, here's an empty hull. Empty hull will go right in, okay? And what this is for is when you've got a used shell and you're trying to get a wad to go in, because it's not perfectly round, the wad won't go. But if you put it under these wad fingers, that allows this to be forced in by the carrier, okay? It's a little hard to do by hand. And again, I've got a video showing you how to load shells. This is how to set your press up. So you get that mounted. I don't remember if this is screwed to the press when it comes or not, but you've got this little holder here. This is for your final stage. It actually clips the brass in place for the final crimping and compression of the shell. 2 Phillips screws, you'll have to put that on, okay? So everything there should be set. Now, this is your priming station. So you got these 3 pieces here, your red clip, your metal pin, and your short compression spring. Boom, boom, boom. The way this works, guys, is if you press down, that metal rod pokes up. That's what puts your primer into your shell. So you pick that whole assembly up and drop it in station 2, that whole assembly. And when you press down, you'll see that metal rod. Okay, so there it is. That's what primes your shells. That goes there, okay? Your sizing ring is for station 1. I've got a video showing you how to load once fired hulls, and it'll show you how to use that sizing ring. But basically, you put the sizing ring on a hull, and you squeeze it over the brass. That squeezes that brass back down so it'll fit into any shotgun chamber. And then station 2 knocks that off for you. But that's in the reloading part. But you need that near your bench. Mine sits right here all the time. Don't lose it. Okay, it's easy to lose. Last thing that comes in your kit is you got this long spring here. Long spring. And you take that long spring, you drop it in there. You got this plastic red rod. It goes in the top here. Voila. And then your whole carriage, your Load All 2 carriage, has a square hole in the bottom. Okay? That square hole goes over that red square peg. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Yay! And that goes over your square here. And you're going to press this down. And then I can't do this one-handed. I'm holding the camera with the other hand. Maybe I can. We'll see. But you're going to try and clip the handle to the carriage while it's compressed down. And the way I always do that is just flex that aluminum out and clip one side. It's not going to do it one-handed. Let's see if I can make it work. Maybe. Clipped one side and then grab the other side and clip it. Voila. Okay. The only other thing I don't remember, because I've owned this press for years, is the powder hopper attached to the base? If the powder hopper is not attached to the base, I'll show you guys. There are 2 screws. 1, 2. And if I remember correctly, I don't think that this bin is attached to the base. It only goes one way. You put those 2 screws in. Voila. You know, there you go. And then, of course, you come with, I've got mine in boxes, old boxes, but you've got 2 size bushings. Okay, one is your powder bushings, one is your shot bushings. Those are for your actual reloading. They're designed to go in the lid. Here's the lid. It's got this little, I find that to be troublesome, so I don't use it. I just keep these on my bench with boxes. But anyway, so you get your powder hopper attached to your loading station. You get your priming station set up, you get your door put on, you get this mounted to the bench, you get this on, you get your wad fingers on, you're ready to load, okay? Please watch my loading video, how to load once fired hulls. And like I said, I do have a video on how to set this up for loading, but someone asked me to make a video on, hey, it comes out of the box. How do I set this thing up to go? So the big one is the wad fingers. If you're going to load 3-inch ammunition, there's a Phillips head screw on the back. I'll show you that. Phillips head screw on the back here. You're going to take that Phillips head screw out, and you're going to, like I said, the top hole is for 2 3/4. The bottom hole is for 3-inch. So you'll move this up 1/4 of an inch and screw it back down. I only shoot 2 3/4. I don't load 3-inch. So I've never moved mine. It's screwed in and it stays there. So anyway, I hope this helps. And if you have questions about how to set up your brand new Load All 2, let me know. I'll try to answer them. If I can't answer them in text, I'll make a video. And as always, guys, safe loading. Hope you enjoy.